How long will it take for your ex to feel the same thing that you're feeling after a breakup and want to get back together with you because they miss you? Watch this video for the answer. So, your ex being the one that dumped you, they were in a different emotional place than you were during the breakup, right? Because think about it. If you were sad, begging, feeling a sense of loss, appealing to them to change their mind, if they felt the same way, there wouldn't even be a breakup. They felt differently, right? They felt that they wanted to get away from you, which is the exact opposite of what you're feeling. And so if they were feeling differently during that time, how long is it going to take for them to miss you and for loneliness to set in to where they finally come back, they start messaging you again, and then maybe they even start to feel those exact emotions that you felt as they were cutting you loose, the loss of the future, the loss of all the fond memories, all that stuff. How long is that going to take? And this is where it can be kind of difficult because, it really depends on how hard you chased them when they broke up with you. Did you show up at work unannounced? Are you talking to all their family and friends? Did you write them letters? Did you beg? What did you do towards the end? And also, what kind of history do you guys have? Did you have a history of fighting and not communicating and having the same problems over and over and over again? And at some point, they got fed up with it and they say, I give up. I don't know how to fix this. Other factors would be, are they an avoidant or are they a more secure attachment style? Also, who texted first throughout the relationship? Who was the one to say the first thing throughout the day? Even if you guys were 50-50 in your participation in the texting, who was the first one to message usually? Were you planning dates? All these things are indicators of either health or sickness in the relationship. And depending on how bad it got, you're usually looking at more time to go in no contact without hearing from that person. But it's not just them breaking no contact in terms of them feeling that same emotion that you felt when they finally broke up with you. They need to be reassured through interaction with you again, kind of dipping their toes in the waters, that you were a prize to have been lost. In other words, that they made a mistake. But it's not until you actually convince them through your reserved interaction that you are a prize to have been lost. And now they realize the consequences of their decision because you're not together anymore. Now, finally, maybe after a month or however long, it depends on your situation, they're finally starting to feel that sadness that you felt, maybe a month ago. And this is why it's really, really critical for you to have a strict no contact after someone breaks up with you, because you have to give them time to come around and start to feel these emotions. And also why it's critical to not get too overeager when they finally start messaging you again. So lucky for you, I put together a guide on how to handle this texting process. You can click on my profile. There's a link in there, and in my store, you can find that guide, or you can book a call with me, tell me about your situation, and I'll give you some advice on how to move forward.